Thanks for your patience. James Tavernier, Rangers captain here now. Same again, we will start with some questions from French media, which we will translate, and then we will move on to UK media, which we won't translate. Cedric, did you want to just quickly invite French journalists to ask questions, please?
So James, I'm going to speak in French to the French media first. Pour les médias français, nous avons maintenant le capitaine, James Tavernier. Donc, même format que tout à l'heure, si vous avez des questions, vous passez en premier, et ensuite il y aura les médias britanniques, et je ne traduirai pas. Donc si quelqu'un dans les médias français a une question, allez-y.
No questions from French media? No?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay.
Makes that easy.
No problem. Nice and easy. Okay, so we will just go for David Edgar again to kick us off, please.
Morning, James.
I do.
So you must be in pretty confident mood after another top drawer strike at the weekend. These games seem to bring the best out in you and your teammates, James. What is it about the European environment that you enjoy so much?
It's the big nights. Always under the lights. You come against top teams, top players. It just automatically, brings the best out of you, because you always want to compete against the best and show how good you are at that stage. So it brings out the best of us, and to have a game at home, with the fans full Ibrox, it'll be rocking. So these are the games that you can't wait to play.
Mark Benstead, please.
Hi, James. The manager was saying that at the start of the season, one of the things he sort of challenged the squad to do is go further in Europe this season than you have done previously. How realistic an aim do you think that is for you and the squad, given what you've already done in the last few years?
Yeah, it's definitely realistic. We need to set targets. We always want to better ourselves of what we do in the previous seasons, and we obviously want to do better this season than we have previously. So it's going to be a tough game tomorrow night. But we look forward to these occasions, and it brings the best out of us. So our plan is obviously trying to get out the group stage and obviously beat our record going further in the Europa.
Ollie from STV, please.
Hi James. Rangers haven't lost a Europa League group stage game at Ibrox. 5 wins, 4 draws. How important is it that Ibrox becomes a place, or continues to be a place, that opposition clubs don't want to come to? And is that a real source of pride for the players? Is that something you can maybe draw on to spur you on?
Yeah, we want to make Ibrox a fortress. Teams coming to Ibrox, we obviously don't want anybody to take any points away from us. We try and get the maximum points every single game. So, our record speaks for itself. So, we want to have that record there, so teams know it's going to be a tough place to come, and with the fans right behind us, especially this season, they'll get right behind us, and hopefully we can get the points that we need tomorrow to start off the group stage in a good way.
Mark Dingwall, please.
Afternoon, James.
Afternoon.
The club hasn't really had its problems to seek in the defence with COVID, injuries, suspensions. But in terms of the personnel that you've got and how you've been playing, do you feel confident that you'll find the solutions to the cope with the firepower that Leon are likely to bring to the game?
Yeah, this is one of our strongest squads that we've had since I've been here. You've seen the people that have stepped in during the season with the cases that we've had, and everyone's stepped up and played the part. You've seen Leon against Celtic playing the right back position, and he came man of the match, and he was instrumental in that game for us. So we've got a squad now that's, we're all competing with each other, trying to be in the starting 11. But if anyone is asked to do a job, the gaffer knows he can rely on them to come and do a job. We know their attacking threat is, it's going to be good. So it's something that defensively as a team we're going to have to be aware of. Be really concentrating during the game and try and nullify their threats, and hopefully we can create chances on the other end and get some goals.
Mark Dingwall, please.
I just asked a question there.
You did, sorry. Joshua Barry, please.
Hi James. You've won 5 of your last 6 games. Do you still think the team's yet to put in a complete 90 minutes performance and hit their level this season?
We're always capable of putting the performance in for 9 minutes, but you know, a game of football, you're never going to control the game for the full 90 minutes. You know the opposition will always have spells during the game, but we'll try and minimise that as the best we can. But that's just football. You know, I was speaking to my brother the other day and talking about football games, like the games that you always seem to lead, and it always seems to be like the last 5 minutes you're always pinned into your own half and defending, and you know that's just football the way it is. Teams will have spells, but we'll try and minimise everything we can do and try and control the game.
Michael Grant, please.
Hi James. Leon have confirmed that Moussa Dembele won't be travelling for the game. I think he's got an injury. Do you take that as a boost, or would you have quite fancied coming up against him?
You know, they've got other players in the squad that we know bring great quality to their team. You know, we're just looking forward to playing against the full 11. If he's obviously not travelling, but they've got people in his place that can, you know, do a job in that position. So we're going to be fully focused on who we have to mark and who we have to play against when the starting 11 comes on.
Andrew McLean, please.
Hi James, this is the manager's 50th European game in charge of the club. I know you've obviously been at the club for a bit longer than him, but just what have you made of the evolution of the team in the sort of European stage in his time at the club?
Yeah, the transition's been overwhelming since the gaffer came in. It was obviously in its progress a tiny bit before he came in, but since the gaffers came in, you know, he's transformed the place inside out. You know, his staff, everyone around him and the club and, you know, the board are really invested in the team, the training ground and the stadium, and they really transformed this place, you know, to be the Rangers what we know it is. So with them all behind us, giving us all these things, we've got to, you know, show the you know, the fifth, the opposite end, and give him the results that he needs.
And Chris Jack, please.
Just on the back of that, James, Rangers have obviously restored their reputation on the continent over the last few years. Do you feel that you're now a side in a club that teams don't want to draw and don't want to come and face just because of how adept you and how good you are at this level?
Yeah, definitely. We've had previous seasons in the Europa, and we've had teams come out and, you know, say that we were really hard to play against, and we want to continue that and improve on that and just be a really hard team to play against and, you know, a force to be reckoned with. And, you know, the only way we can do that is pushing ourselves every single day on the training pitch and, you know, domestically as well, keeping that momentum going and just keep winning games.
Thanks very much everyone. See you tomorrow if you're coming, or see you at Leon Press later on. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks guys, thanks Nick.
So we'll do the first section in the French journals, we'll do 3-4 questions, and then we'll get that translated, and we'll just do the rest just solely as UK journalists.
Okay, enough.
Okay. Folks, good afternoon. Welcome to Rangers press conference ahead of the Lyon game. Manager Steven Gerrard will kick us off today. The plan will be that we'll start with French journalists and we will translate that section, and then we will move on to UK based journalists, and that section we won't translate. I would ask, if you wish to ask a question today, if you please use the reactions function in Zoom and put your hand up if you would like to ask a question, and I'll ask Cedric, our translator, just to welcome our French journalists. Thank you.
Interprète pour aujourd'hui. Donc bienvenue à la conférence de presse de Rangers. Nous allons avoir le manager Steven Gerrard et ensuite un joueur. Pour le format, on va commencer avec les journalistes francophones où vous pourrez poser les questions. Si vous voulez poser une question, utilisez la petite main jaune sur votre écran avec Zoom. Et ensuite, les journalistes britanniques poseront leurs questions et là, je n'interviendrai pas. Éventuellement, vous pouvez me poser des questions dans le chat s'il y a des choses que vous ne comprenez pas du tout. Donc voilà, on va y aller.
Thank you. So, as I say, we will begin with questions from French journalists. And I see the gentleman is just named iPhone DV Look. So, if you would like to unmute yourself and you can ask the first question, please. Thank you.
Alors, on va commencer avec les questions en français. C'est Vincent Duluc, je pense. Donc, à vous pour la première question. And just hang on. Steven, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Mr. Duluc is going to ask the first question.
Okay.
Donc Vincent Duluc pour l'équipe. Je voulais savoir d'une part s'il pensait que le début de saison difficile de Lyon augmentait les chances des Rangers. D'autre part, si vous pouvez nous dire un petit mot sur Gérard Houllier, dont Lyon a été le dernier club.
So Steven, it's a double question from Vincent Duluc from L'Équipe, the French newspaper. The first one, what's your opinion about the kind of tough start Lyon has had in the French league? And do you think that gives you more of a chance or better chances? And the second question, I'll ask the second question just after.
Okay. I think first and foremost, when a new manager comes into a team, it takes time to build a system, a way of playing. It takes time for the players and the manager to get used to each other. I think Lyon have high-level players. I think it's a big club. I think a club that should be in the Champions League, in my opinion. They've also got a very experienced manager. So we're under no illusions how tough this game is, and we've got big respect for the team that we're going to be playing tomorrow.
Oh, très bien. Donc je vous fais la traduction. Son opinion, c'est que quand arrive un nouveau coach dans un club, ça prend toujours un petit peu de temps. Il faut que le système se mette en place, il faut que les joueurs s'habituent à la manière de travailler du nouveau coach. Donc ça s'explique, ce début de saison un petit peu difficile pour Lyon. Moi, je pense que Lyon, c'est vraiment un gros club, qu'en fait, ils devraient jouer dans la Champions League plutôt que dans l'Europa League. Ils ont d'excellents joueurs et on sait très bien que ça va être un match très très compliqué pour nous et on respecte complètement cet adversaire. Donc je vais traduire la deuxième question maintenant à Monsieur Duluc. Okay, here we go to Steven. Second question was probably a more personal question. What can you tell us about Gérard Houllier and your kind of relation with Gérard Houllier? Because I don't know if you know, but his last club was Lyon.
Yes, I'm very much aware of Gerrard's career. He's a man who I've got a lot of admiration and respect for. He gave me my big opportunity at Liverpool to play for the first team. It was a really sad day for myself from a personal point of view when he passed, and I wish more than nothing else that he was at tomorrow's game. You know, he was someone who followed my career all the way through as a player and also as a manager, and the amount of education and knowledge I've had from that man is unbelievable. So I hope he's watching down tomorrow, and he's really proud of both teams.
Any further questions from French journalists, please?
Hang on, I need to translate that into French. Question à propos de Gérard Houllier, j'ai énormément évidemment de respect et d'admiration pour lui. J'ai suivi sa carrière jusqu'à la fin, donc je sais très bien qu'il a fini à Lyon. C'est lui qui m'a donné ma première chance finalement de jouer à Liverpool dans l'équipe première. Donc quand il est décédé, pour moi et ma famille, c'était vraiment une journée très très triste. En fait, j'adorerais qu'il soit là demain pour le match. Ce serait vraiment fantastique. Il m'a suivi pendant toute ma carrière et il m'a éduqué et la somme de connaissances que j'ai acquises grâce à lui est vraiment incroyable. Donc j'espère qu'il regarde depuis là-haut et qu'il sera là pour les deux équipes.
And
thank you, Steven.
Yeah. Any further questions from French media, please?
Une autre question de la presse ou des médias français?
No?
No? Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll move on to British journalists, and this section will not be translated. Thank you. We will start with David Edgar, please.
Hi, Stephen. Could we have the squad update for tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's basically as it was. Obviously, Phil Hollander will be missing. Phil's had surgery in the last 24, 48 hours to fix an issue that they spotted when they went inside to have a look. So he'll be missing for the foreseeable future. The rest are as it was. So we're in good health besides Phil.
Mark Bemstead, please.
Stephen, sad news about Philippe. I just wonder how you think that leaves you in terms of cover at the back. I'm presuming there's no avenue for Nikola Katic to come back.
No, and I even if I had the opportunity to bring Nico back, I wouldn't make that decision because that would be very selfish from me, because Nico's at a stage where he needs to play and play regularly now to get back to his level. So I think Nico's in the best place for that. I'm confident we've got the right amount of cover, assuming we don't have any more issues. Obviously Connor Goldson comes back and is available for tomorrow. We've also got certain players that can fill into this position as well if needs be. So at the moment it's obviously disappointing not to have Phil available, but we'll manage.
Joe Hendry from Go, please.
Can I just double check quickly, Stephen, on Yanis Hadji? What's the update there?
Well, we're having conversations at the moment to try and get him back as soon as possible. I think after the news of the Scottish Government have made in the last 24 hours to allow players in who have been in red countries, we're trying to get Yanis back as soon as possible. So there's conversations going as we speak, but obviously out of my control. So unfortunately I haven't got a day or an exact time he'll be here, but from my point of view I need him back as quick as possible.
I just asked you as well about Alan McGregor. He's not played since about, I think, the 22nd of August. He obviously played the 3 European matches last month. Will we see him back tomorrow?
He's available for selection, and we looked after him at the weekend because he had a couple of injury concerns that weren't major, but it wasn't worth taking the risk either because we obviously had Big John available. So it was more a case of looking after Alan and respecting his body at the weekend. But yeah, he's available and he's fit and good to go tomorrow. And the reason he hasn't played for that long is obviously we've had 2 weeks international break in between. But he has trained really hard in between. He only missed 1 session with the niggle.
Ollie from STV, please.
Hi Stephen, if I can count, tomorrow will be your 50th European game in charge of Rangers. How would you rate your European journey with Rangers so far, and do the nights get more and more special?
I hope they get more and more special, but the only way to do that is to get results against these big teams. You know, when the high-level opponents come into Ibrox or we're on our travels, we need to make sure we keep impressing ourselves and doing as well as we can. I've really enjoyed the ride and the journey from a personal point of view. In terms of rating myself, I don't really do that. You can only give your best. I think that's for you guys to judge and have your opinion on it. But for me, I've loved it. I love being involved in European games. I did as a player, and I'm really enjoying the ride as a manager as well.
Mark Dingwall, please.
Good afternoon. In terms of that European milestone, you know, the 50 games in charge, only 8 defeats, it obviously does provide you with different challenges in terms of scouting the teams, the level of them. Have you and the management team enjoyed that, but also do you feel it has been beneficial to the management team when it comes to the domestic game?
I think 100%. I think as player, coaches and as a manager, you can always learn in every game, and especially when the top managers and the top teams come in or you're pitting yourself against them. We've had some incredible games, we've made some mistakes along the way, so that's where the experience comes and the growth comes. But this is a big selling point, if you like, for Rangers, is European football. It's how you're trying to attract the best players to come up here and share the journey with you. The fans love it, you know, under the lights, big nights, going on our travels together. We've had some fantastic experiences, and you know, some of the highlights that I've enjoyed during my tenure have come on the back of European fixtures.
Joshua Barry, please.
Morning, Stephen.
Good morning.
Just wondering where you think Lyon rank in terms of the European opposition you've faced since coming to Rangers, and some of the key strengths that you'd identify from their game.
I think arguably the best. I think it's a full strength Lyon. As I said earlier, in my opinion, very much a Champions League team with Champions League calibre players. They've got a manager who got this job on the back of doing ever so well as the Bayer Leverkusen manager. He's been here before, he knows what we're about. So this is a real big test tomorrow, and there's no doubt about it. We have to be at our best, and that goes for both sides of the game. We have to have a high level of focus and concentration tomorrow, because if you don't against these teams, you can be punished, and punished very quickly. So it's a real good test for us, a good challenge. But we've also got to have our own confidence and our own belief that we can play at this level, we can compete, and at the right times during the game, we have to show bravery that we can go and hit the opposition as well. So we're excited, we're looking forward to it, but we know the size of the challenge, and it's arguably the biggest we've had as a group.
Just do another couple. Michael Grant, please.
Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Michael.
Obviously, you've reached the last 16 a couple of times. Are the team capable of going further than that and aspiring to the quarterfinals, for example? You look at some of the teams that have reached the last 8 in the last couple of seasons, and you think, well, Rangers should be a match for that.
Well, I think we've proved in the last 3 years we can compete at the level, and we've grew and we've got better, and I think we've obviously, in the last 2 years, we've matched our performance, if you like, by getting to the last 16. So the challenge and part of the remit to the squad at the beginning of the season is, can we keep impressing ourselves and try and go further than that? One thing's for sure, we won't make it easy for anyone, whoever we play against, and I think it's about taking it in stages. So first and foremost, can we get out of this group? We're obviously in pot 2, and we're all aware Lyon was in pot 1, so naturally people will make them the big favourites, if you like, but we've got more than enough in our squad, if we stay healthy, that we can put a right good fight and compete to get out of this group. That's the first stage. Then you need a bit of luck in the draw as you go along, but what a fantastic challenge, and what a time to be part of this team, because the likes of Lyon are coming into town. This is what we all want to be part of.
Andrew McLean, please.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello.
Lyon in the last few moments have sort of announced their travelling squad, and Moussa Dembele is not part of that due to injury. Given his bright start to the season, do you see that as a bit of a boost?
Well, I think this club and this team knows more than most the abilities and the quality that he possesses. He's obviously started the season reasonably well, and he's gone to Lyon and sort of built on his career, if you like, from Celtic, gone to the next step into one of the top 5 leagues in the world and produced. So I've got a lot of respect for the player in terms of his technical qualities and his ability. But I don't really get involved in opinions of whether Lyon are going to be weaker or stronger, because they've got players capable of coming in. They've got talent all over the pitch, especially in the front 4 positions. So it'd be very naive of me to think that Lyon are going to be any weaker just because one player's missing.
The last question to Chris Jack, please.
Hi, Stephen.
Hello, Chris.
Phil Hollander also had a lengthy period out early on in his Rangers career. One, how is he from a mental point of view after the injury? And 2, do you have a time scale on when he'll be back?
I've not yet spoke to Phil post-surgery because it happened in the last 24 hours, and I'm told he's still probably trying to get himself together after the surgery, if you like, but I will be speaking to him in the near future to see on his mental state, and also an update on what the surgeon said to Phil from a one-to-one point of view. He's a big player for us. He's always been consistent and helped us since he's come in the door, so he will be a miss and a loss. But again, it's the reason why it's always important to have 4 centre-backs so you can cope when one's missing. So in terms of how long he's going to be out for, difficult to put a time frame on it, but he'll certainly be missing for at least a few months.
Folks, thank you very much. Sit tight. James Tavernier with you in a couple of minutes. Cheers.
Thank you. Me? Done.
Cheers.
Thank you.